All right, hello and welcome. Carrie here from Homestead How, along with Carnivore Kipp from Carnivore Kipp's channel. How you doing, Kipp?
Doing good. How's everybody doing today? You doing all right, Carrie?
I am doing wonderful. Yeah, I've been looking forward to doing this with you. This should be a lot of fun. I guess so I've got right now my smoker going behind me, and I'm smoking up some ribeyes. And so, what do you got going on over there, Kipp?
Of course, we're carnivores, so I got ribeye, a big ribeye on mine too. I got like a 2.25 pound ribeye. So if you go by ounces, I think it was like 36 ounces. And I'll give a quick
Ooh,
shout out to Porter Road. They sent it to me whenever they found out I was doing this video with you. So they sent it to me to cook. So I wanted to shout them out real quick.
that's awesome. Yeah, I this morning I was with Emma and the girls, and I was at Costco, and I've wanted to do this for a while, but they had a big ribeye roast where you can cut your own ribeyes. I'm like, let's do that because they got some pretty thick ones at Costco, but I wanted to go a little thicker, so I'm gonna try to. I'm smoking them up right now. They've been on there for a while. I'm gonna try to get them to the right temperature and then do the reverse sear. Hopefully this all works out on the live. It should be interesting and challenging. I was just telling Kipp I made a major mistake earlier. I was struggling to get my microphone and everything set up, and I had the smoker going, and then I realized I ran out of pellets. I have them here. I refilled it right away, but it went back out, so it's going to slow things down a little bit. But hey, I guess real quick too, Kipp, every time I'm on here, I'm always assuming everyone knows this, but we're streaming on Kipp's channel and my channel. And for anyone that's not familiar with Carnivore Kipp, he's awesome. He's got a great YouTube channel, so I encourage everyone to go check out Kipp's channel. You've been putting out some great video. Your quality too is awesome. Every time I watch your video, I'm like, man, I got to get a studio like Kipp. You got the lighting going and everything. So,
I just got on YouTube, man, and started looking up stuff, and it's been helping me out to, make it a little bit better.
yeah, you're killing it. Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know me, maybe I'll just introduce myself real quick, and then maybe Kipp, if you want, you can do the same for anyone that's new there. I've been doing carnivore now for, I think, like 120 days or 130 days. I'm kind of losing track. I'm on day 37 of doing lion diet, and I lost a whole bunch of weight, reversed, the biggest things were reversing depression, anxiety, fixed my sleep apnea. I don't need a CPAP machine anymore. And as of a couple of weeks ago, I'm off every single medication. I finally stopped doing the last medication I was on. I was on a ton of them. I had IBS, I had acid reflux, I had all sorts of stomach issues and problems sleeping, and things are a million times better. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun doing carnivore and sharing that with people. Kipp, what about you? You mind sharing your story quick?
Yeah, I mean, real quick. So I had struggled with weight my whole life. I've started carnivore. I just hit my 200-day mark recently. And so it's been a little over 6 months. And it's been amazing since I've started carnivore. I'm no longer diabetic. It's completely gone. I'm not pre-diabetic, anything like that. My right shoulder pain that bothered me bad for like years, it's went away. I can actually sleep on all sides now. I used to sleep only on my stomach. Now I can sleep on my back, my side, my stomach. Just things. I never got a CPAP or nothing, but I probably needed one before. But right now things are just doing so much better. And it's crazy that we're just eating meat and sometimes eggs and things like that, and we're getting our health back. I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, one other exciting announcement I just wanted to make real quick was this Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I said this on my post about it. There's 8 billion people on this planet. If I could pick one person to talk to, other than Kipp, of course, it would be Dr. Ken Berry. And I'm having him on my channel Wednesday at 2 p.m. So I'm very excited for that. I can't wait. I really honestly think that I don't know I would have started carnivore without Dr. Berry. I was inspired by Dante from Frigno Freedom, but I was like, this is crazy. You can't just eat meat. I'm going to die. I'm going to have a heart attack. Arteries are going to be clogged. And then I found Dr. Berry and his videos and lots of common sense, and finally convinced me to start. So anyhow, I'm really looking forward to that one coming up. But hey, if anyone has any questions, smoker or otherwise, carnivore or smoker, please post them on the side. Maybe put a big Q because they're really hard to see sometimes in there. And I am an amateur smoker. Kip is the master here for sure. So if you have smoker questions, I think Kip can handle those. If you have carnivore questions or anything for me about my carnivore journey or the movie theater, I'd be happy to answer those too. But please leave a big Q on the side there. And then, yeah, so off screen, Kip's got his smoker going. I've got mine going. I got a little Bluetooth thing on mine so I can keep watch on the phone. When mine gets to, I'm going to change it actually. When mine gets to 120, it's going to ding me, and then it's going to get really exciting because I'm going to have to go over there, change the grates, crank the heat up, and then reverse sear my ribeye. So what do you think on yours, Kip? How are yours looking? Like, how long do you think?
Probably, I don't know. I'll have to go temp them because I'm not using a Bluetooth thermometer. I have a Bluetooth thermometer inside, but I've recently, well, not recently, like a few years ago, I kind of stopped using a lot of that stuff. I use just an instant read thermometer now, and I just kind of, when I feel like it's getting close, I'll go check it. And so during the stream, I'll go over there a couple times and check it and see how everything's going.
Right. Hey, Kip, you know what I did the other day? I don't remember if I mentioned this to you or not, but I finally tried your world famous Dino ribs. They were amazing.
I saw the clip. I seen the clip on I think it was one of your YouTube shorts or whatever, where your daughter, she was eating some of them and they look delicious, man.
They were so good. I wish I would have tried those. You were right. I wish I would have tried those a long time ago. And they were so easy too. I just put them right on the smoker behind me, and I just used a little bit of duck fat and salt. Um, that was so good. Oh my goodness. And it's so good too because that's the thing I found on carnivore that is hardest for people, myself included, is getting enough fat. And you do not have any problems getting enough fat on with those Dino ribs. Lots of fat. It was so, every bite was just so good. Emma was sitting there counting them. She's kind of off screen right now. She's going to help me with the camera. I'm actually looking at Emma right now and a goat, which is, he's probably going to jump up here and knock all my stuff over. Our goats are loose right now at the moment, just to make this live stream even more exciting. What's your favorite thing you've smoked up recently, Kip?
Definitely Dino ribs. I have another set of rack of Dino ribs in the freezer. I try to keep a rack of Dino ribs on standby because that's like my favorite thing to cook. But I mean that, and then not too long ago I did prime rib. Like, you, instead of putting it in the oven, if you put it on the smoker, it's even better. And so just about everything's better on the smoker. Not long ago I was smoking some jerky up, and I like cut up the beef real thin and toss it on the smoker at a really, really low temp, and that's really good too.
I haven't heard of that one yet. I did beef jerky in our dehydrator. I never even, now it's like, duh, that's a great idea. Put it in the smoker, low and slow.
Yeah, I see you're using your Yoder in the background. I think that, because I used to have a Yoder, and I think the lowest temp on it's like 175 or 150. I can't remember, but set it on the lowest temp possible. Cut your beef as thin as you can, literally as thin as you can cut it that thin. And if you kind of put it in the freezer to get it kind of stiff, it cuts easier. And then season it with just salt if you want to, or whatever seasonings you use, and just lay it out on the smoker, and you'll thank me later.
Yes, I got to try that for sure. That sounds great. Hey, I just got to shout out our friend Mike here. P. Raw Imo Mike. Always on the comments, and thank you so much, Mike. So Mike was at a conference yesterday, and Dr. Kiltz was there, and Mike was kind enough to tell him about the Carnivore Diet movie I've been working on. If anyone's interested in learning more, it's www.carnivoredietmovie.com. And Dr. Kiltz emailed me, which was so exciting, and I'm talking to him because I would love to have him involved with the Carnivore Diet movie. The whole purpose of the diet movie, if anyone's new here, is following people doing carnivore for 1 year, whether they're obese. We want to follow people that are diabetic, depression and anxiety, IBS and stomach issues, type 2 diabetes, aging, and then women's health is a big one, especially with some of the issues my daughter Lily had when she had some blood clots. And so that was like the wish, was to have Dr. Kiltz involved. He's not yet, but he's interested, and he emailed me thanks to Mike. So huge shout out to Mike. I really appreciate it. And even just to be able to talk to Dr. Kiltz is going to be a lot of fun by itself. But we'll see if maybe he wants to participate in the documentary as well. That would be awesome. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take a
fingers
look on this.
crossed because Dr. Kilt is awesome.
Yeah, isn't he's the best? Okay, here we got some questions coming in. Put a big Q next to him. Here's one from Major. Question: how long do you smoke a ribeye for?
Is
You
that
want to
for
try that
me
one,
or
Kip?
you?
Yeah, why don't you go first? You know this stuff better than I do.
Well, I mean, all ribeyes aren't created equal, so it depends on how thick your ribeye is. Like if you're doing a really thin ribeye, I'd say like an inch or less, then you don't even really want to smoke it, because it's better in that case to just grill it and sear it off like you normally would, or do it in a cast iron skillet or whatever. But once you start getting into your 2-finger thick, 3-finger thick, 4-finger thick ribeyes, it's hard to say that. But once you start getting into that, then you want to start putting it on the smoker and do what's called a reverse sear, to where you let it smoke low and slow for a while, and then you could put you a little quick sear on it at the end. But I would say do not just go by times, go by temp. That's why I have an instant read thermometer, and that's why he's got a Bluetooth thermometer that will tell him what temp it's at, because sometimes it may only take 30 minutes if it's not too thick of a ribeye, but these may take an hour. Sometimes they'll take an hour and a half. So they're all different. You just have to be patient with barbecue. Just like when you're smoking like huge pieces of meat that take 10 hours or whatever, sometimes it may take 8.5, sometimes it may take 11, but you have to have patience.
Yeah, and the instant read thermometer, you mentioned that last time in our previous video we did together. I think that's great advice. Those things are inexpensive, and man, steaks are expensive relatively speaking, so you want to do it right. And if you have one of those instant read thermometers, it really takes the guesswork out of it. I used to do that where I'd cook a steak and you do the thing like you feel right here and it's medium, right here it's like medium rare, and it's like you'd mess so many things up. You just pop that instant read in there and then take all the guesswork out of it. Yeah, I think the last ones I did, they were like this thick. They were the Costco ones. They were pre-cut, maybe 2 or 3 fingers thick. I think they took about an hour 15, hour 20. But yeah, like Kip said, I have the Bluetooth one, so it's kind of nice for me because I'll put it in there, and then this is, hopefully you guys can see this. This is what the app looks like. It's Fireboard. And so this big tall one, that's the temperature, and that was a mistake on my part, so kind of ignore that. This other one is the probe, so you can see the temperature slowly going up there. So right now, man, that's going kind of quick. It's making me nervous now. I'm at 95, so I'm going for 118. And once it hits 118, I got a little alert in here. It's going to ring me on the phone, and then I'm going to go over there, crank the heat up super high, and then reverse sear them. Hey, we got another question. Kip, I'll let you take this one too first.
And after we read this next, okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, after we read this next question, then I'm going to go, or after we both answer this next question, I'm going to go and check the temp, because I don't have one of those fancy fireboards in there. I have a fireboard inside, but I quit using it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we got one from our friend Mike again. Do you dry or wet age the meats before smoking?
I have before. I don't really do it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of wet aged. I like dry aged better. But with Porter Road sending me this ribeye, that it was pasture raised and dry aged. They dry age their beef after it comes off the pasture, and so this is going to be a dry aged ribeye, and I'm excited to eat it because I haven't ate anything today, so I'm looking forward to eating this ribeye.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, if you want to go take a look at yours, Kip. Oh, sorry, I'll answer too. I have always just I've never done either. I've never specifically went for either. So a lot of the beef I get is just from my neighbors or Costco. Those have been my two go-tos. And the reason I've been going to Costco a little bit more, I talked to my neighbor about getting some thicker cuts. Theirs aren't quite as thick. I'm kind of spoiling myself now, but with the smoker and the reverse sear, I really love smoking it on slow and reverse searing it, especially the thicker ones. Like Kip said earlier, if it's really thin, it's really not worth it to smoke it. You're better off just grilling it. So, and none of those have been wet aged. I did have a wet aged, or no, it was actually a dry aged. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up here. I had a dry aged steak at a restaurant over the weekend, and it was delicious. But how's your temperature looking, Kip?
Dude, I'm ahead of you. I'm at like 110.
Oh, nice. Okay, so maybe we're right on track. The, people watching probably don't realize this is pretty tricky coordinating all this. You know, it could go, especially in my case where I ran out of pellets and wasn't paying attention, had to quickly put some more in there. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'm at 98 now, so and I'm the set point's at 235 for me, so or the temperature of the smoker's 235. Hey, we got a comment from Arthur. Day 9 of Lion Diet. Did a carnivore year off and on and at my high school weight. Congratulations, that's awesome. Like I said, I've been doing
Congrats.
carnivore now, I think 35 days, or I'm sorry, Lion version of carnivore for 35 days. And I think I'm doing it forever now. I don't know. Everyone's different, but for me, it seems to work really well for me. And I'm not hungry. I'm only eating one meal a day. I eat like a big, huge steak, like one of these, like a pound and a half of meat or something, and then I'm full the rest of the day. But I've gotten into such a good routine with it. I think I'm going to just stick with it. But I'm definitely sticking with carnivore forever. If nothing, if I ever quit Lion, it would just be back to carnivore, not the standard American diet, of course. But I always tell people if you're doing carnivore and it's going wonderful, but you have a little bit of a stall, just try Lion Diet for a day or two and just see, because it's not that big of a stretch for most people to go from carnivore to Lion. I just like, okay, I'm not going to eat bacon and eggs, and I'm just going to have steak. So it's like, wasn't that big of a stretch for me. I guess doing it longer term is a big stretch, but I've heard a lot of people say that they start Lion Diet and it helps them get through a plateau. Here's a question for Kip.
Yeah,
Carnivore
I'm
Kip,
kind of keeping Lion Diet in my back pocket. That way, if I get to a stall that I can't get past, then I'm gonna pull out the Lion Diet and show that stall who's boss.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, it's amazing too how fast it happens when you go on. It's weird. Like, okay, I had eggs and bacon, and now I'm just having steak, but the weight just starts coming off pretty quick in terms of a stall. And it's not just me saying that. I've had a bunch of people leaving comments saying similar. So, yeah, that's a good tool to have in your toolbox. Oh, we got that one already. Here's a question for Kip. Do you eat smoked salmon?
I love smoked salmon, but I don't cook it all the time. I'm usually so busy cooking like chuck roast or ribeyes or Dino ribs or something like that. So it's not something that I do all the time, but every now and then I will smoke some salmon. I've smoked it like just the little fillets, and then I've also smoked like a whole wild caught salmon or whatever, and like shoved some like thyme in it with what was it, lemons or limes or something. I can't remember what it was. So I mean, I enjoy salmon, but now there are a lot of other seafoods that I like shrimp and things like that. But I don't eat salmon all the time, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, when I was doing carnivore, the first month, I think I had salmon maybe once a week, but I didn't smoke it. My daughter Lily was making it up on the cast iron skillet, and I don't know, she cooked it really well. A little bit of butter, it was delicious. But yeah, it was just a kind of a once a week thing or so for me. Here's a question. Smoking my first pork belly today. What temperature and how long do you all recommend probably cooking for bacon, unless you have a better recommendation for it? I'll take a shot at that, and then we'll hand it over to
I
Kip.
don't do pork belly.
Yeah,
I was saying that I don't do pork belly a whole lot. So I mean, it just depends on how big it is or whatever. A lot of times people just slice it up and make bacon with it, like smoke it for a little while, and then they'll slice it up and make bacon with it. But I mean, it really just depends on, and I need to try it since I've started carnivore, because the way I done it before, I'm not going to be able to do it the same way. Because usually I would make like pork belly burn ends and things like that and load it with like sauce and sugary things. But now I'm just going to have to change the whole game up. So I'll have to get back to you on that.
yeah, I did pork belly once with Emma. I smoked it, but now I'm just looking on my phone because I'm so bad at remembering numbers and things like that. I just Googled it and someone said smoke it to this internal temperature, and that's exactly what I did. So um, I'll see if I can find that and then I'll get back to you. But I did it at I did it at 225 too. That seems to be my default on here. Like when I'm smoking ribeyes, I usually just set it to 225. So I smoked the pork belly at 225 until it got to whatever the recommended internal temperature was I found on Google. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Um, I'm kind of weird with the spices and the stuff like that. So just because like my daughter was doing this with me and she was kind of doing carnivore and stuff more as an elimination diet for autoimmune and skin issues. So we were trying to steer clear some of the spices and rubs, but I know a lot of people use those and are perfectly fine. But so mine was really weird. We just did the pork belly and Redmond salt, and that was it. And surprisingly, as insane as it sounds, it was still delicious. It was really good. Emma had a bite of it and she's like, this is better than the store-bought stuff. And that was just with it. It was we didn't cure it at all, which was crazy. So I think the big thing is a lot of people will cure it because then you can make it last a long time if you have a huge pork belly. Well, we were going through so much bacon here at that time because I was eating it at that time. Emma was, Lily was. I had like 4 people eating it. So we're like, I'm not even going to cure it. I'm going to just smoke it. And then we sliced it afterwards. We put it in the air fryer, and then we added a little more Redmond salt afterwards. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty darn good. And then we had a couple ends left too, just like some little crispy cubes of it. We put those in the air fryer too, and that was just fabulous. Emma and I made our power bowl, which is ground beef, eggs, bacon, and butter, and then we had 2 of those pork belly cubes on the top. We were like, that's the cherry on top. They were nice and crispy. It was, yeah, it was delicious.
I'm actually just using the Redmond salt today. I got some of their you can't hardly see it from here, but it's their cherry blend smoked salt. I don't know if you've tried their smoked salts, but I use that only on the steak today. And then I'm also got some I got a little cast iron skillet in there as well that's got some Wagyu tallow in there, and I'm smoking the tallow, and then whenever I get ready to cut into the steak, I'm going to drizzle some of that Wagyu tallow on top of it.
See, that is awesome. That's what I just messed up and I realized it because I've done these smoked ribeyes. I call these the cherry ribeyes because when you smoke the meat, it turns this red color. And when I did it the first time, I used cherry and mesquite. And so it's the cherry ribeyes. But I finished them in the house, in the cast iron skillet, with that same stuff, the Wagyu tallow. Oh my God. And then at the end, it's sizzling and bubbling, and you drizzle it over the top of the steak. Emma and I called that, I'd mix a little bit of Kerrygold butter in when we did it way back when. That's called the carnivore sauce. You put that carnivore sauce over it, you dip the steak in it. That is delicious. I'm not going to have that today because I'm going to sear mine on the grill grate. So it's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, that's the way to go. I'm doing this. I haven't tried those smoked salts yet. I've heard a lot of people talk about them. I got to get some of those. But that's all I was doing too. Someone just asked, what rub ingredients are you both using today? I don't have any rub. It's just the plain old meat on there. And then I'm going to put the Redmond salt on at the end. And I've just got the standard, Redmond salt.
Yeah, and
I got my
regular their cherry salt for me, and then I will put I got some on it while it's smoking, but then once I get done searing it and I'm eating it, I'll put a little bit on my cutting board too, and kind of just eat it off of there.
Yes, that if anyone's watching, that is the way to go. So Dr. Baker does that, and then I think I've been doing that for like 2 months now. I just got this new walnut cutting board. I think I actually called it maple in the other video, but I don't know if you could see it. It's right there. This beautiful cutting board, but they're expensive. It's a nice one, but that's my plate. Every single meal I eat is on that cutting board, and I do just what Kip just described. I put the steak on there, I let it rest. Actually, this was another tip someone told me. I've been letting the steak rest on a rack. I don't know if you heard that one, Kip, but they're like, you let it rest on a rack because you put it on the cutting board and the juices pool underneath it and you lose a lot of the juices. You put it on a rack, you got airflow. So that was something new to me a couple of weeks ago I started doing. But once it's cooled on the rack, I put it on the cutting board and yeah, salt all over it. And then you cut it and dip it right into that salt. There's nothing better than that. It's so good.
I'm gonna go check the while you pull up the next question, I'm gonna go check the temp real quick.
Awesome. Here we got a question. I've been carnivore for about 7 months and just started to have migraines. I did stop the electrolytes and vitamin D, so wondering if that's the cause. Has anybody had any problems with this? Uh, I've heard of people having problems like that, and that's usually my go-to answer. Is there's usually three things: are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough electrolytes? Are you eating enough fatty meat? So if everything else is in flow there, I would maybe try the electrolytes again and see how you feel. Um, I didn't have that problem. I don't know, Kip, did you ever have any problems with headaches or migraines or?
Yeah, over the first week I did, like whenever I was coming off all the carbs and everything, that first week it was kind of rough, but then like immediately after that, all the headaches and all that stuff just started getting better, and I started feeling better than I ever have. I got my steak resting over here for a little bit, and I'm waiting on yours to come up to temp. That way we can sear them, I guess sear them close to the same time, because mine already hit temp for me to pull it off and let it rest a little bit to sear it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm at 108 now, and it seems like it's climbing a little bit quicker. So I'm not gonna open it and let all the heat out, but I think I'll be there pretty soon. What did you pull yours at?
Yeah. Sometimes 115 if I'm wanting to get a better sear, but then sometimes I'll go like 120, 125. You can do it however you like, but if you go, the sooner you take it off to sear it, the longer you can actually sear the steak to get a better crust. This one, I think it went to like 120.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot for 115, so 7 more degrees, because the last couple times I was doing 120, 122, and yeah, I was overcooking it trying to get a good sear on it. It's gonna, I might totally screw this up too. I've never done it this method, so I don't know if you guys can see it. Here, I'll show you here quick. I got these grill grates, and I've only ever used them once. And the first time I used them, I cooked a steak, and that thing can get really hot. I mean, trying to remember what I had it up to, but that thing was just blazing hot with these. And I cooked a really good steak on here, but since then, that was like 2 or 3 years ago. I've only smoked stuff on there. So, and this is, I'm in smoking mode at a low temperature. I'm going to crank it up real high, get these super hot, and then put them back in there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to eat them
Yeah,
and
I
be happy
love
with them
those
either
grill
way.
grates. I love those grill grates, and you can get your hatch marks with them if you have them up, but if you flip them upside down, then you can get a straight across sear if you want that as well. I used to use them in my Yoder when I had it, and then I have a set now for my PK grill, but I don't have a set for the grill that I'm using today, so I'm just going to do a straight sear straight over the coals on the SNS grill.
Nice. Yeah, I'm getting real close. 109 now. Arthur asked, anyone else prefer their fatty steak cold? I struggle with it warm as it just feels too squishy, and I've never been a vegetarian either.
I don't like it as much cold. I like it warm. I can eat it cold, but I prefer it warm.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I like mine warm too. When fatty steaks, that's a struggle for a lot of people if you get that rubbery fatty part on there. Sometimes if there's too much, I'm really enjoying it lately more and more. But if there's too much and it's really rubbery, I'll cut it off and throw it in the air fryer, crisp it up. That helps with some of the texture. But in terms of like a cold steak too, I've done a couple times. But Kip, I wanted to ask you this. So it's a lot of work if you get like a bunch of ribeyes and you smoke them up and you reverse sear them. And so when I do it, I'm like, there was times that I would just do one for me when I was just doing carnivore by myself, like the first week. But now it's like, it's so much work. So now I'll make up more and I'll throw it in the refrigerator afterwards. And it just seems so wrong, but it's like, I can't be out here every day smoking them and flipping them. I guess I could just grill them, but do you ever make extra and then just like, I've had a couple, to Arthur's questions, I had one where I cut it up the next day and I actually ate some of it cold and it was pretty good. I like it better warm, but do you ever put them in the fridge? And if you do, like, how do you reheat them afterwards the next day, or do you eat them cold, or?
I do sometimes. I'll do like 2 or 3 days worth. I don't prefer it that way. I prefer to eat my steaks like hot and fresh. but sometimes I will take one to work the next day and eat on it. Or like sometimes when I'm cooking a steak, to get more use of my smoker, I'll go ahead and smoke some burgers too, or smoke something like that, or smoke some ribs on the side, to where the next day and the day after that, I've got food. So I'm actually getting more for my money by using my charcoal that way. But I mean, but for me, I'm always looking for an excuse to fire up a smoker. My wife knows when I get home from work, if we don't have plans or if I'm not busy doing something for YouTube or something, I'm trying to fire up a smoker whenever I get a chance.
Right. Yeah, that's a good tip too. I have started doing that more. We get a lot of, with Emma doing it, my daughter doing carnivore with me. Obviously, she's not eating ribeyes all the time. Her go-to is the beef, butter, bacon, eggs, the Power Bowl, or patties. So a lot of times we'll have frozen patties, and she'll throw some of those like either in the air fryer. But if I'm smoking, I'll throw a bunch of them on there. And yeah, man, it tastes so much better when you smoke the meat. So much better. Susan Hampton, love you, Susan. She's always leaving great comments. Will that be 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday with Dr. Berry? It's 2 Central. Yes, I'm almost positive. 2 Central is 3 Eastern.
Correct.
Almost positive. Yep. Here's a question for Kip. Are Dino ribs beef ribs?
Yeah, it is. It's the largest ribs on the cow, and they're awesome. Like, you can get short ribs if you want to, and there's a few others, but you can get that kind as well if you can't find Dino ribs. But true Dino ribs, when you get true Dino ribs, there's only 3 bones, and they are massive bones. And like, I get them at a local store here in Pensacola, and sometimes I get them from that company that sends me meat. So, but I mean, you can find them in certain places, but you're usually not going to walk in a Walmart and find them there, or some little grocery store, unless your grocery store just has the hookup.
Yeah, my Costco didn't have them, and Jen and I happened to be in another town over at a different Costco, and that Costco had them. So it's like the larger Costcos, I think, have them as well. But yeah, I've been looking around for them since you mentioned them, so now I got a good place to get them from. Let's see here. Emma, are you able to log on there? I got Emma here because I'm almost ready. Let's see what my temp's at here. Well, I'll get another question.
277.
Let me go get this real quick too. We'll see what my steaks come down to. Looks like I'm gonna take this left.
Is that you?
Yeah. So should I mute myself?
Your camera's not on though.
I know.
And you have to mute yourself too.
I did.
I hear an echo now. Turn the sound down.
It sounds good on my end.
Okay. Sorry, Emma's getting her phone hooked up here so we can see what we got going on over there. Let's see if we have some other questions. Well, let's go.
Doesn't let me mute my phone.
I don't see your video though, Emma.
Oh, I can turn it on.
There we go. Okay. All right. Hey, Kip, this is going pretty smooth, all things considered. This is a challenge, doing this live from 2 different locations with sketchy internet, and I got goats in the background. If you guys could see what's going on back here, I got goats knocking stuff over in the back. Oh, here's a question. This is a cool question. This is for me. Is there, yeah, it's working, Emma. Is there an update on Bill yet? So for those who aren't familiar, Bill is a gentleman from Wasilla, Alaska. He's 700 pounds. He left me a really touching comment on one of my videos like a week ago saying he wants to start carnivore. He's been watching carnivore videos for days and days, but he doesn't know how to start, and he needed some help and some guidance. And then I commented back immediately. I said, here's all my contact information. Let's talk. I want to help you privately. We'll talk. And he never got back to me. And so I did a video like 2 days ago, shout out video to Bill, and saying I'm here. Bill's big thing was, he's like, I don't think I can afford to do carnivore. He's in Alaska. Food up there is very expensive. And I said to him, I will help you pay for the steaks any way I can, and the community will help you. And so I did this video, and Kip, it was amazing. I think there's like 1,000 comments. Everyone's like, I'll help him. I got a whole freezer full of salmon. I live in Alaska. I can drop off some meat this afternoon. And everyone's like, Bill, if you want to do this and commit to this, We are going to help you. So it was amazing. And then long story short, later that night, Bill emailed me. He saw the video. He was crying. He was so happy. He was so thankful. He was so touched by everybody's comments that wanted to help him out. And so he asked me, he said he needs a little time over the weekend. He's very shy. I'm totally respecting his privacy too. I want to help the guy no matter what. I'm not, but he said he wanted, I'm sorry, I missed an important step. He said he wanted to do a YouTube video, YouTube channel of his own to document his journey. So I was encouraging with that and telling him I would help him with that. I have a phone call with him tomorrow, Monday. So there's been so many people that are like, Bill should set up a GoFundMe. I want to send Bill groceries. What's his address? I just ask everyone to wait till tomorrow so I can be respectful of Bill and what his wishes are. But from what he was saying in the email, he's like 1,000%. I need to start carnivore. He thinks he's not going to make it much longer. He hasn't left his house in 4 years, 700 pounds. That was the saddest part. Hasn't left his house in 4 years. So I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, and I'm going to update everyone on Bill tomorrow. But it's very exciting. I'm so happy you saw that video. I was worried I would do that video and it would go out into the ether and we would never hear from Bill again, but he got back to us. So that's awesome. Here's a question for Kip. What do you like to do?
I remember hearing about, I was saying that I watched that video that you had about Bill, and I was praying that he would actually reach back out to you, because I was kind of worried that something might have happened or something like that with him. But I'm glad that he reached back out, and I'm glad that the carnivore community is going to try their best to help him in any way possible to do it. And I encourage Bill, if he sees this, to definitely start filming himself and get the encouragement from everybody, because I'm still in the middle of my weight loss transformation, and all the encouragement from everyone is just awesome.
Yeah, that is one thing that is just amazing. Emma's going to put the video on now because I got to pull my stakes. The carnivore community is just amazing. I know I've said it before, but I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. I've done lots of videos about homesteading and running your own business, and everyone on YouTube is pretty cool, but the carnivore community is just amazing. It was so nice how everyone reached out. Okay, so I'm going to try to add the camera in here. There's the goat camera. You guys can see. Get out of there. So Emma's going to come with me, and I'm going to pull these stakes. We're at once put the grates on, and it's going to be some chaos here for a second.
Can you just take that?
I guess I'll go ahead and move my camera and show mine as well.
Okay. Yeah. So Emma, come over here.
All right.
Here's the first
I'm gonna
look.
move my camera.
Oh, look at those. They're nice and red. All right. So now I got to do this without burning myself. So on this, there's this grate here. We're going to pull this off. Put it off to the side. This is like grill mode when you pull this grate out. Emma, show what I'm doing here. I'm going to turn this up as high as it's going to go. We're at 600, and this thing's going to start flaming. And then we've got these grates for the reverse sear. Got one more here.
All right, so I can't see the camera anymore. I know I'm not on camera, but I got the camera on the grill.
Oh, got it. Yep, we can see the grill. This is cool. We can see Kip's grill, and we can see my grill. All right, so I just put the grill grates on mine. I'm cranking the heat up to 600. I'm going to pull the steaks off for a second before I reverse sear them. So I got to grab the cutting board here.
It won't take me long to sear mine. So you just let me know when to put it on, and I'll go. I'm actually going to move my, see, I got my tallow right here. That's my Wagyu tallow that's been in the smoker. I'm going to move it to the side for right now. That way I can spin this grate if I want to.
I need a paper towel or something to put over that. All right, come. All right, go back and just show the goats now. Okay. Sorry, Kip, I couldn't hear you for a second. So now we got Emma with the goat camera over there. I've got mine, I'm just fired it up to 600, and so hopefully it'll warm up pretty quickly. I pulled my steaks off and they're resting. They're nice cherry red though, they look good. That's our goat Emma's playing with over there on the goat camera.
Yeah. I had to back my camera up a little bit because I did not want to. I don't want to burn my lens.
Right. Yeah. Let's see what we got here.
All right.
Yeah, this yeah, and Kip, if you got to throw yours on before me, go right ahead. Whatever you got to do. I don't want you to ruin your steaks.
No, I can throw it on whenever you get ready. I'm gonna just put it on one side and spin the grate because I like smoking on meat on this grill and spinning the grate and searing it. So I can go whenever. If you're ready, I'll go ahead.
Yeah, mine's still warming up. I think I need another couple minutes. So it looks like it's getting pretty hot pretty quick because I got that door off. But hey, Emma, could you run in the house and grab my instant read thermometer? It's that little red one with the battery in it.
Where?
It's in the drawer.
I'll go ahead and sear it, and then I can just rest mine.
Okay. Emma's
All right.
Emma's running in. I'm watching
So,
my temperature here.
Y'all can't see me. Can you see the steak?
Yes. Oh, that looks great.
Okay. So I'm gonna put it on the and it's a thick one too. It's definitely a thick steak. So I'm gonna put it on the opposite side over here, and then I'm using my welding gloves, and I'm gonna spin it around. Hold on. Spin it around directly over the coals.
Oh, nice.
And it'll put a sear on it pretty quick. And I got my instant read thermometer over here so that I can make sure I don't overcook it.
Awesome. Hey, Kip, while you're doing that, mine's still getting warm. We got a couple super chats I'm going to read here. Let's see.
Yeah, read
Question.
them out.
Kip, will you accept a smoker box in a propane grill if my apartment prohibits charcoal because they don't want dumpster fires?
If that's the only thing on the planet that I could use, I would probably use propane because it's better than nothing. But I do hate cooking with propane, and you already know that, Carrie.
I sure do.
I would deal with it if I had to.
Thank you so much for the live stream, for the super chat, I mean. Oh, we got some wind going here. All right. We got another one, a sticker for $10 from Nira Jimenez. $9.99. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. That's so nice of you. And then we got one more for $10. Forks WA Carnivore. Hey guys, I'm not great on camera, or I do your movie, Carrie, but I reverse type 2 diabetes, hypothyroidism, fibromyalgia, bipolar, anxiety, CKD4. Stage 2, came off 12 meds, failed and started again thanks to Jen. That's amazing. Congratulations. If you change your mind and want to be on camera, let me know. One of the things I've been doing a lot of this week, I think I have 5 interviews with people that have had success stories like yours on carnivore, and it's totally laid back on my YouTube channel. There's no pressure. Some of them, they're not even live. We just do it, and then you can edit it later if you're not happy with it. But I totally understand. A lot of people don't want to go on camera, but that's amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I'll tell Jen that too. Jen's on day 13, 14. Emma was just in the house making her an omelet with bacon. Believe it or not, Jen has not eaten bacon yet. And she was refusing to, which is just insanity to me. I'm like, you got to have bacon. It's the best food in the world. So hopefully she's trying some in there. I kind of wanted to get that on camera, but I'm going to check mine. I'll be right back.
I'm backing this thing up, my camera a little bit, because I'm getting some flames.
Oh my goodness. Kip, that's looking good. You're going to, oh, wow. All right, while you're doing that, Kip, I'm going to read a question for me.
It's got a good sizzle on it.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Sizzle on it.
Homestead How, question for me. Have you experimented with lesser known or unconventional cuts of meat? How do you find cooking and incorporating them into your meals? I really haven't too much, other than, I think I mentioned this last time, this company, Force of Nature Meats, sent Emma and I some bison that it was called their ancestral blend. It was bison with liver and heart in it. It was ground bison. We made burgers, and those were some of the most delicious burgers I've ever eaten. Some people that are scared of getting liver and eating it straight up, that's the way to do it. That was one of the lesser known or unconventional meats. Other than that, I haven't tried that much. I've been meaning to just try straight up liver. I've never really had it my entire life. It's so good for you. I know it's important to get, but I've only ever had it mixed in with some other meat and ground up.
Yeah. Honestly, meat's meat. Just cook it. As long as you're not eating a horse or something like that, or a puppy, then just cook it. And if it's a larger piece of meat, usually you want to cook them longer to break down the muscle tissues. But something like a steak or something like that, it doesn't take nearly as long. But I mean, meat's meat. Just get out there and enjoy it. And if you try it and you don't like it, then that piece of meat ain't for you.
Right.
That thing's looking charred, buddy.
Oh, that looks good. I got to do the charcoal char, man. You got some good flames there. Well, we'll see. I got a lot of smoke going behind me now that I'm looking. Emma.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to throw it on there. I'm just waiting for Emma to come back with the thing, and I just want to get it a little hotter. I want it as hot as it can go. Huh? All right, just come on. Emma, can you grab your camera again? I think I'm ready to sear mine.
Oh. 132.
Speaking of different meats, though, one thing I've been learning lately is I
Trying
really
to make sure I'm
enjoy
very close to the bone.
different types of beef. It's amazing. Like I could close my eyes now. I couldn't do this before carnivore, but I don't know. Maybe everyone's like this. But if you give me a New York strip versus a ribeye versus fillet versus whatever, I can tell the difference between all of those blindfolded for sure, and enjoy them differently. Sometimes I'm like, I usually like ribeye, but lately I've been having a little strip kick I've been going on. Emma, your camera's not on.
Yeah, no, tell me when.
Go, go, go. All right. Emma's getting her camera on. I'm going to try to sear mine now. I can't find my instant read thermometer. I can't find my good
you
knife.
good. Take your time, man. I'm just waiting on you now.
Okay. Okay, Emma's got it. Let's go. We got Emma cam going. I should have pulled this.
Is she going to read questions, or do I need to be looking in the chat?
So you guys can see I got the big flames going in there. Cherry red ribeyes. We'll go like that. Ooh, that's hot. I can hear the sizzle. This one might be kind of quick. Hey, Kip, I'm going to run in real quick. Emma's going to keep the steak cam on.
You're good. Let me move my...
I got to find that thermometer.
Yeah, she's
Emma,
gonna...
you talk to him.
I'll look on the comments and see if there's any questions that I can answer or whatever while we're waiting. And we are doing this live. Hopefully everybody can see me. I got the camera back on. Let's see here in the comment section if I see anything. Brett said 132 is perfect. Yeah, 132 is a good spot to take a steak off. Uh-oh.
I think I'm going too hot now. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I'm even going to do the cross here.
Did you clean your... Yeah, hey, if you didn't clean your grates, if you didn't clean the inside of your smoker beforehand, you can have a grease fire, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, I've never had it this hot before. Yeah, it's borderline. Hey, Kip, what did you go to? What would you recommend for like medium rare?
What Brett said is a good spot, about 132 to 135, and if you take it off, it's gonna raise about 3 to 5 more degrees. So that temp will work. I'm just worried right now that you might end up with a grease fire, so I don't want that to happen live on camera. Let's see here.
Check me now.
Paulette asked me a question, a super chat. It was, Mr. Kip, what kind of round grill looks very interesting? This one it's built similar to a Weber kettle, but it's actually built better in every way possible. It's called a SNS Grill, and they sent it to me for free to cook with in my YouTube videos, and I fell in love with this thing. I love it. I do link it in my videos a lot of times when I cook with it if you want to check them out later. Let's see.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to go up and see if there was any super chats that we missed. Carrie's got it smoking out, y'all.
Yeah, I should have tested. I think it's going to be really good though. I got a good sear on them. But yeah, I haven't had that thing that hot in a long time. I just checked it. It was like
Yeah,
125.
that's
So
the
I think,
thing with smokers like that. That's the thing with pellet grills is they say that they go up to the temps, and I could do it with my Yoder too. I had the little, I don't know if you've got the little thing where you can open the hatch door, but they have a little hatch door that you can open up on some of them, and you can go straight over the flames. But the thing is, pellet grills, they'll do it, but they're really not made for high heat. They're better for just smoking meat. But so you got to be careful when you do. Anytime you use them, you really want to make sure you've cleaned it really good on the inside before you even start cooking, because if that thing catches on fire, you can have a problem on your hands.
yeah, I think I was pretty close. I think we're good though. I turned it down. It's really close. Let me see. Emma! Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Dude, I'm
So
excited to eat this steak. Like, I haven't ate nothing today.
Yeah. Oh, me too. It smells so good. People got to smell the smoked meat. That's one of the big parts of it too. It filled my whole yard, the whole house. You could smell it everywhere. It smells so good. Hey, Emma! Sorry, I got to get Emma to give me the camera when I cut mine open. I'm just about there now. I think maybe 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, when we tear into these steaks, everybody,
Emma!
we're probably going to forget that we're even on camera because it's going to taste so good that we might forget we're doing a live stream. Let's see here. Oh, I missed it. There was a comment a question right there. And I'm filming so far away from my camera and so far away from my laptop, so it's a little hard to read everything. Will Hahn said, I can do direct heat cooking on the grill end. Yeah, direct heat is good for certain things, and the low and slow is good for other things.
All right, we got Emma Camera back. I'm going to pull these off now. I didn't do the
How'd your
cross
steak
hatch
look,
sear.
man?
There we go.
Ooh, them look good. I like that cutting board. That cutting board looks great.
Not too bad.
I want to get me a big cut. See, I have a big cutting board and then I have this smaller one, but I want to get a big one like that has the juice grooves on the side, because my big one that I have, it doesn't have the juice grooves, and when I'm cooking a brisket or something, the drippings want to go off on the table.
Yep. Yeah, I love that one. It's so nice. My only issue now is we got some flies out here. The flies are really bad now, but we'll be all right. Just keep it on. I got to cut it.
I got flies too. That's why I put a napkin on my steak. I'm in Alabama, and I don't know what the weather. Do you know what the temperature is there? Because it is like super hot here.
Super hot, yeah. I got a little breeze. I'm kind of in the shade, but I don't know. I think we're near an 80 and pretty humid today.
Yeah, it's been like in the 90s, in the high 90s around here recently, and it's been really, really hot, and it's very humid. Like, I'm sweating right now. But today, thankfully, it rained earlier, so it hasn't been as bad. It's like 86 degrees, and to me, that's like a blessing that it's only 86 degrees, because it's normally super hot here.
All right, so I was just gonna let I hate to make you wait, Kip. If you want to cut into yours, you're more than welcome. I was just gonna let those rest for a couple.
So big. This thing is so big that it can wait. It'll hold its heat for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll let mine sit just for a little bit. But a couple more super chats came in here. Let's see what these ones say. Oh, we got one more. Here we go for Kip. What kind of round grill? Oh, did you get that one already? It looks very interesting.
Yeah, I already answered that. It's a SNS Grills.
All right. I'll see if we have any questions we missed, and then you guys can see the big reveal when Kip cuts into his steak and I cut into mine. All right, let's see if we have any other questions. Wow, I got 237 people on here right now. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Like I said, if anyone's new here, Yeah, if you've never seen Kip's channel, go check out his channel and subscribe. He's doing really cool. Oh, Arthur's got a question. What's the update on your wife, Carrie? Thank you, Arthur. She has been doing carnivore for 13 or today might be day 14. She did really good. Well, she did really good the first week, and then she was frankly and honestly struggling. She's getting the keto flu symptoms in the bathroom a lot, those kind of things, which has been pretty tough. But she's been soldiering through it. And then like 2 days ago, she started feeling slightly better. Yesterday, she started feeling a little bit better, but still not 100%, maybe 60%. But she actually worked at the movie theater yesterday, felt good enough to do that. And Emma was just in the house making her bacon and eggs. So if she eats some bacon and eggs, I think she'll be good. She actually fasted for like 2 days because she just was not feeling good at all. And she's trying to listen to people's advice, which is good advice, is just listen to your body and not force yourself to eat. So, but now she's starting to get hungry again. So she's hanging in there. She's doing pretty good. Hopefully, I'm just hoping she gets over that hump.
I was gonna say, since your daughter's helping you with this steak and everything, you gonna let her get a taste of it?
Yes, I have to. That's kind of our little deal we got. So she's doing. She helped me set all this up. The other deal is this: afterwards, she gets to do all of the cleanup. She does that kind of every day. So she gets a steak, and then she's been videoing everything, and she'll help me sometimes edit YouTube videos or the thumbnails and stuff too. And yeah, so one of those huge ribeyes is going to be hers, but two of them are mine. One's today, and another one's going to be tomorrow. Actually, one of them should be
lucky,
Jen's,
man. I would let my daughter help me, but she's only 1 year old and she can't do that much.
Right? Start her young. She can put the salt on the top, right? Someone had a question. I was going to say that third steak should be for Jen, but she's not quite ready for ribeye. She had ribeye the first week, but her stomach's been bothering her, so she wanted to ease back in and just eat some eggs and stuff for today and maybe tomorrow, and then get back into some of the bigger cuts of meat. Question: do carnivores always need electrolytes? I'm keto at the moment and don't take any. Thanks for doing the live now. 20:30 England, UK time. I'll go first, and then Kip, if you have one. I don't know. I don't really know the answer to this. Everybody's different. I advise getting electrolytes the first week when you're kind of getting into that adaptation of ketosis. I still take them all the time. I put them in my drink. I started with Keto Chow. I use Element. None of my girls, Jen, myself, none of us had the keto flu. If I'm doing like a workout, I'll take some. It's just kind of been a habit now. I know Dr. Chafee, I think he's like, whatever, you don't even need them. You're fine without them if you just eat a lot of meat and a little bit of organ meat here and there. So I don't know, Kip, what's your stance on the electrolytes?
I agree that like if someone's just starting out, that like it's a safer bet to have the extra electrolytes to where you don't get as much like keto flu type symptoms and you don't have to deal with the leg cramps or whatever. But in all reality, when I started, I didn't take anything. The only thing I did was I made sure I put plenty of salt on my food and I was fine. But I mean, and it could be partially because I had done keto so many times in the past. So that could have played a role. But I mean, I think someone could start and make it through it without the electrolytes. But I mean, if you have the ability to get them or whatever, why not at least get them early on and then see later on if you remove them, how it affects your body. But I still don't take any to this day. I've thought about taking some, but I've been perfectly fine without them.
Yep. All right. Question from Carrie, and then any minute now, guys, we're going to cut into these steaks. From Corey, sorry. How much do you exercise? I try to walk about 1.5 to 2 miles. Is that enough? That's a tough question. I didn't exercise at all to lose any of my weight. I only started exercising after I lost weight and got healthier. I mean, I went on walks and stuff like that, which I think is really important to do. But is it enough? I don't know. It depends on where you're at, because that was one thing that drove me nuts when I was nearly 100 pounds heavier than I am today. A lot of times people would say to me, "Oh, guys, you just got to go for a walk." And I was like, I couldn't do that. I was so sick and fatigued, and I had brain fog, and I didn't have the energy to exercise. It's like telling someone with the flu or pneumonia to go exercise. So I guess it depends on where you're at and what you're comfortable doing. I kind of like Dr. Barry's stance on eating. Eat till you're comfortably full. the same thing as kind of exercise. Do what you can comfortably do. Once you're on carnivore for a while and the weight starts coming off and you get healthier, you get back to that natural human state, you're going to find you have a lot of energy and you'll just naturally want to exercise more. I never thought I would have wanted to exercise. I do every single day now. I get up every morning. I have extra energy in order to do that. So I would say just do kind of what you feel.
Yeah, I saw that video of you exercising when you slipped and fell or whatever.
Don't do that.
Dude, I was trying not to laugh, but dude, I am not going to lie. I had to laugh a little bit watching that video.
The funny part was, Kip, I got so many comments like, you got to wash that bacon grease off your fingers before you do that next time. And then the girls too, my girls were just cracking up. They thought it was so funny because I caught it. I was doing a pull-up for people that haven't seen it. I was doing a pull-up, and I've done this every day for like a month at that point. But I was doing a pull-up and I felt my fingers slipping, and then I started like twinkling my feet back and forth like it was gonna defy gravity or fly. So the girls just thought that was hilarious. I was sitting there kicking my feet, and then I just fell flat on my back.
Yeah. I forgot to answer about exercise. I right now I do DDPY yoga. I don't do it as much as I should, but I think when I started doing it, that's what gave me the ability to start walking, as well as I was going to physical therapy, because in the beginning when I started carnivore 6 months ago, I wasn't able to like go on walks. Like if I walk one day, the next day I hurt so bad like I didn't want to walk for another week. And so it got to the point where I just gave up walking altogether. And then after I started that DDPY yoga, like a month into that and going to physical therapy, I started around the same time. That kind of loosened up muscles in my lower back. And about a month ago, I started walking, and I don't walk every day. I walk about every other day. And I think it does help, but I'll go back to say, I lost a lot of my weight when I first started without even walking. So I probably lost 70 pounds or something like that without even walking at all. So you can lose a lot of weight and get pretty healthy without walking. But I think walking is going to help you in the long run to be at your healthiest.
Judy's asking, what time are the steaks done so we can all swing by for a meal? Hey, I think we're almost there.
I need to get me an assistant like you got. I see her back there helping you out, man. Like you got it made. I need to have that here.
She is awesome. However, every time I'm ready to do something critical, she disappears and I can't find her. Like we got to cut the steak open now, but yeah, she's great. She was helping me video earlier too. So awesome. Soon, what do you think, Kip? You ready to cut into it yet, or you want to give it another minute or two?
Oh, I'm ready whenever you are. You just got to let me know whenever you're ready, and I'll grab my tallow and put on top of here, and I'll be ready.
Okay. Yeah, maybe let me just see if we got any more questions, because I'm noticing I'm way far behind here. And then Emma should be right back in a minute, hopefully.
Yeah. People need to appreciate the coordination it takes to do this, and trying to get it all done and having to read the comments and everything. People are always like, why are you get behind on the comments? I'm like, have you tried filming a YouTube live and had all those people commenting and stuff? Like, it's hard to keep up with it, y'all.
It is. Yeah, people don't realize it. I appreciate it, but yeah, if you see this, it's so nice too, because there's so many nice comments, and then I hate to miss them. But yeah, oftentimes there'll be like 50 comments, and it's like, wait, where's the question? Where's the question? Oh, here's a quick one. And then I think Emma's back. Emma, we're going to cut into these in a second. All right, Kip, Emma's back, so I'm ready to cut into these. If you need a minute or whatever, just let me know. I'll read this question. What flavor of pellets are you guys smoking? I'm using cherry with a little bit of mesquite mixed in there.
I'm not using pellets. I'm just using charcoal, and then I'm using some hickory wood chunks, and then just seasoning it with cherry salt.
All right, I'm gonna get the camera going.
All right, let me grab my glove. Where did I set my glove at? Oh, here's my glove. I need my glove to grab my my cast iron skillet, because that thing right there is screaming hot. It's still on the grill.
Yep, I've made that mistake before.
All right, so I'm about to put this tallow on this steak. It's like smoked tallow, it adds another dimension to it. So let me put it on here. You hear it sizzle when it went on there?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna move over here. Let's see. Here, let's go like this, and we can see it from both angles. Maybe.
Well, let me see here.
I need my salt.
Do I need to adjust this just a little bit?
I'm gonna spill it all over me. I'm just
Let me see if
salting
I can
mine
get a
now,
little
Kip,
salt.
while you're going. I got mine in my lap here.
I'm
People
gonna
are
get a
gonna
little
watch this
bit.
and say, "Why are you doing so much salt?" I can never have enough salt, and when you end up start dipping it, I always end up putting even more than that on it.
Yeah, salt is awesome. I love salt. All right, can y'all see? Can y'all see where I'm at? Good.
Yeah. Yep. Looks good.
I'm just making sure y'all can see. I feel like I'm a little bit. Hold on, let me adjust that up a little bit.
I wonder if I should put it up here, maybe. Let me try that. Can you grab that camera and put it on the chair over there, maybe?
See, where's the camera guy whenever you need him? You need somebody to be moving the camera and make sure you got your right angles and all that stuff.
Right. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit of a better angle. Although I don't know how I'm gonna sit and eat this now.
Dude, I'm excited. This steak has got some good fat on the sides, and I'm excited to get into some of that fat.
Yeah, ribeyes are the best.
Yeah, the outside part right here on the ribeye, that's called the spinalis, and that's, to me, that's the best part of the whole ribeye. And then the meat right there by the bone is the most tender, and it's got the most flavor because the meat by the bone is the best.
All right, should we cut into these?
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna put a little bit of drizzle, a little bit more salt on mine.
Yeah, I can't go wrong.
And then I'll put some, and while I'm cooking, I'll put some down, or while I'm eating it, I'll put some on my cutting board, because I'll keep pinching some on my cutting board and eating it throughout.
All right, I'm gonna cut into this one. We'll go right
Cut
down the
into
middle
it,
just to
man.
make it more dramatic.
I should have got one of my huge. I should have got one of my huge knives to do this with.
Yeah, I couldn't find mine. See, this looks delicious. Sometimes the camera doesn't do it justice, but this is nice, medium rare. I don't know if that's showing up pink or not on the camera, but that looks really good. The juice is just dripping off of it.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's right. It's good. And that tallow is just going to bring it up a level. When you ready to take a bite, man? I'm hungry.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, bro. Let's get into it.
Mine's just dripping. The juices are just dripping off.
You don't even have to fake it being good. It is awesome.
No joke.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if it's because it took so long or what, but this is fantastic. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. It's just full of juice and flavor.
Let me see.
Emma, want to try?
That's a thick steak right there too.
Yeah, this is the thickest
thick
ribeye
steak.
I think I've done yet.
They're
All
good.
right,
Them thick cut ribeyes are really, really good. You need to try the tallow if you haven't tried it yet, to put it in the smoker and let it smoke for a little while, and then put it on top of your meat when you're done. It's super good.
Good. Really, really, really good.
Emma's off camera. She said she doesn't want to be on camera at the moment, but she said it's really, really, really good.
Tell her I said too late because I seen her on camera a while ago.
Yeah, we saw you over there with the goats. Kip, I'm having a revelation here. I'm not exaggerating. I know I'm the Billy Mays of the carnivore and the hype man or whatever, but this is the best reverse. I've done this probably 15 times now. This is the best one. I like it on the cast iron skillet, but I don't know if it's because I had the little fire going over there or what, but it's got just